It's me, Renee. I'm back. And yeah, last week I wasn't on here. Sorry, not sorry, but yeah. The reason simply I was busy. My sister was visiting. Well, two of them. One of them being my Italian sister. That being that she's my Italian sister because she's an exchange. Well, she was an exchange student a million years ago, and now she's my sister. And I haven't seen her since like 2017, so it was very nice to see her again. And yeah, I just didn't really prioritize to have time to film stuff, and I didn't have stuff pre-filmed. So yes, yes, I know I tried to plan to like do Vita, and then a whole week I took off. Yes, life happens. I had thought to maybe like pre-film some stuff, and then it didn't happen. But yeah, that is life. I might have just waited to like film something for next week, but I decided to like film this little tidbit video for you today, this week, for this week. So yeah, here I am, just doing a little catch up. Really, I'm gonna be talking about some recent reads and some current reads and some soon to be reads. Simply, that's kind of my plan for today, this video. And yeah, so I just finished. Well, I just finished Murder on a School Night 2 3 days ago because yeah, I haven't read like that much this week really. I've been on period, so I haven't really been in that much of a mood. But yeah, Murder on a School Night by Kate Weston. So Kate Weston is the author behind uh, Diary of a Confused Feminist, being this book or this duology. And yeah, so this book is very funny, very feminist, and this book also very funny, very feminist. And also it has murders in it. So yeah, if you like crime books, but if you also like feminist or feminism, check out this book. It is yeah, full twist. You won't guess who the murderer is. Well, I didn't. I suppose I can't say no one will guess who the murderer is, but I did not at all. Uh, and yeah, I did kind of this out on Goodreads after finishing it because I was kind of curious. Is it the first in the series? Is it standalone? Because I feel like it could be both. Could be the first in a companion series or companion series. Could be first of like a series, but it could also be a standalone. Like you could have these characters solve more murders, but at the same time, you kind of feel like it could also end up there. And I did a bit of Googling and stuff and didn't really find the answer to it. But while Googling, I found some reviews giving this 1 stars. And I'm like, what? And one reviews or even said like, you can't enjoy this if you're above like 14. And I'm like, mm, that's wrong because I'm 31 and I love this book. It was amazing. So I suppose that's what happens when you just assume stuff in reviews in general. You can't assume because people are different. Not everyone is gonna like everything. But saying that you can't like something when you're above a certain age, yeah, that's just stupid. No, don't assume stuff. Just don't do that. But yeah, Murder on a School Night, a very good book, very funny, unpredictable, and great characters, and lots of good dialogue and quotable passages. So yeah, definitely a new favorite book for me. Maybe, yeah, even I'm gonna go as far as saying I enjoy this one more than this one. And while with this one being as good as it is, that says something. But also, if you're Kate Western, don't and just randomly watching this video, don't think that this book is bad because I said that just this book is just a whole different level of awesomeness. Really, it's amazing, amazing. So yeah, I suppose also maybe if you want to take something from this battling mess right now, read both of these books because they both should be read by everyone. So yeah. And then I also finished before that again. I finished Over Emotional. I finished this one over the weekend. So yeah, now more or less a week ago. And yeah, I suppose with this one, I kind of want to give you a bit of warning because, like, I picked this one up because like the cover looks so colorful, and nice, and also like the concept of it. Like back says like sometimes emotions can be a little too powerful, and so the thing is when like he kissed the boy for the first time, and then the boy's head blew up. So like yeah, he has powers he can't control, and like my God, he killed someone not on purpose. So of course he's gonna run away because he's a teen. So he does that. So at the beginning, it kind of is kind of what you kind of think it is because at the beginning it's kind of like I don't know what to do, and I can't control my emotions and my powers, and like it's a bit I would say in the beginning it's a bit whimsical really. It's yeah whimsical and fun, but then like around halfway point it gets a bit more mad scientist is. I mean you kind of there's some scenes where there's like corpses and like mad scientist lab and stuff like that, and like first it's just kind of like okay, this is giving horror vibes, but like in a Tim Burton way, which is fine for me. But then after a while, it kind of like at the end, it's like, okay, so we have zombies now. So I suppose that's spoiler, but sorry, spoiler. For yeah, at the end there's spoiler. There's zombies involved, and for me, it kind of like, what, what? Like, I was kind of scared I might get a nightmare after finishing this book because I finished it like around like 7 o'clock in the evening, so I could like pick up another book afterwards, which of course I did because yeah, it kind of it took a turn. It did take a turn. Also, kind of interesting. I started this book thinking this was standalone, and then when I got to the end, it said like, "What? Stay tuned for book two." Well, it didn't say that, but like it said like book two is coming, and I'm like, "Oh, this is a trilogy. Interesting, cool." Because I feel like it could easily have been just a standalone, but also I kind of want to get back into this world. But yeah, I suppose this is kind of like a PSA for me, from me, that if you're gonna read this, just know there'll be zombies in your future while reading this. Just know there'll be zombies because sometimes knowing stuff ahead of time it is good. So yeah. And before that again, I also picked up She-Hulk. Jen again. So this is a She-Hulk story. It's written by Raymond Rowell, which I mean I've read her stuff before, and I like her stuff. And yeah, now she's started to write a bit comic books. I have sorry, I have one She-Hulk story from that I read like from before on Omnibus, which I really enjoyed, and I seem to be one of very few people who really enjoyed this She-Hulk TV series from last year. Now, did I absolutely love everything about it? No. But like 90% of it, I loved. So yeah, I'm gonna. And also like yeah, I did also like the comic book that I read last year, like the She-Hulk comic book. So yeah, She-Hulk comic books. Definitely gonna read more of those. And yeah, this is the first now new like storyline. So this one and the second one out. Haven't read that one yet, but I think I might do that soon. And yeah, if you're into She-Hulk or funny lawyers and stuff like that, check out She-Hulk. Then I also finished Milligrade stuck story. Well, Milligrade. Yeah, I'm gonna call it Milligrade. Like, I would say this. I think this is kind of meant for like 7 to 10 year olds because there's quite like a bit. There's quite a lot of like part humor and stuff in it. So I would say maybe it's more middle grade, maybe more like pre middle grade. But yeah, anyway, it's for younger readers. It is Subwoofer, Uppdrag Bestemor, or like Mission Grandma. So Subwoofer, in case you don't know, it's this duo who was part of the Eurovision Union or Eurovision Song Contest last year, and they kind of they wear masks and have this secret identity and stuff. Like you could probably heard of them. Like they have this crazy song. Like um, what's the song called again? What's the song called again? They have a song that's very famous. Is it just called Banana? Is it called? Yeah. Anywho, they have a great song, and they have some great songs. And then they decided to write a book, or they decided. Ben Adams, who's one of the people behind Subwoofer, decided to write a book, and it's actually the first in a book series. It is a comic book. It is also kind of fun because it's a comic book in Norwegian. Though Ben Adams he used to be in A1, so he's a Brit. He's not Norwegian himself. So I kind of think like always try to like look at the back here, like information, like did he write it himself in English and then did someone translate it, or did he write it himself in Norwegian? I'm not quite sure about that really. I haven't really watched that many interviews with Ben Adams talking about this book. Also, it's kind of interesting because yeah, Ben Adams is kind of listed as the author here, but like Subwoofer, it is a duo, and I've seen Gaute Ormåsen, the other guy in Subwoofer, like being in videos signing these books. So I'm like curious how that whole thing is about. Maybe Goethe had some ideas and Ben had most of the ideas. I'm not sure. But yeah, so yeah, with me rambling about this book. But yeah, I read this on Wednesday, and but yeah, because I love Subwoofer so much, I kind of yeah being excited to read this book, even though it's way out of my like age range at all. But yeah, honestly, I very much enjoyed it. I mean, yeah, you had fart humor, you had poo humor, but I would say it was still funny for me as a 30-year-old, well, 30-ish-year-old. And I would say also like it's kind of interesting how like it is a story about it's under 200 pages, like it is 154 pages, so it's not that big of a story, but like it's not that many pages. But I would still say like and there's quite a lot of story in those few pages really. Like a lot happens, and yeah, it's quite a good story. Uh, yeah, surprisingly funny jokes here and there, and yeah, I enjoyed it. I suppose I would say if you're Norwegian and you're watching this channel, check it out. If you're a Subwoofer fan, buy it also. I'm gonna assume that they probably have plans to translate this in other languages because I feel like Subwoofer is kind of like a international, international trendy, international phenomenon. It's not just people in Norway who like them, but people from all over like them. So you should also be allowed to enjoy this book. But yeah, as of right now, it's just out in Norwegian, and yeah, I read it and I very much enjoyed it. Sorry. Then I also read Svaver, En vaskeekte detektiv by Saeed Ali. So this is a crime book written by Saeed Ali, who's a Norwegian comedian, or Pakistani Norwegian comedian. Yeah, this and it's also it says like crime-ish, which I would say yeah, because there's murders in it. There's also like a lot of funny subplots. There's also like subplot around his parents, around him finding a girlfriend, and yeah, it's not just like one of those crime stories where it's like a miserable police who's drinking all the time and like has an awful home life and is also a genius. No, this is not that at all. It is, yeah, a very good book. I have not heard like if this gonna be translated to at all to like Swedish or Danish or anything really, but I'm thinking like it serves to be, and I suppose it might be. I mean, it came out in August, a few weeks ago now. I think it's sold pretty good here in Norway. I'm not quite sure how much it's sold, but yeah, hopefully in a year or two, all you guys will also enjoy this book. All you guys, a lot of you guys. I'm not saying like, I mean, maybe you're watching this and you're I don't know. Maybe you're watching this and you're living in South Africa and speaking Afrikaans, so might not be out in Afrikaans, but yeah, I love languages. Might be coming out in, well, I suppose I don't know, but hopefully. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been reading. And then currently, I sorry, I am currently reading Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. So this is a prequel story to the movie that came out earlier this year. I watched that movie and I quite enjoyed it. Didn't absolutely love it, but I did enjoy it. So yeah, kind of felt like, oh, fun. Story to set in that universe. So yeah, that's a book that uh, I have just picked up. And then we also have, give me a little moment. Give me a little moment. It is Shadowgast, or it's Norwegian version, so it's Shogun. It's the third in the Thomas Taylor mystery for Milgrade. This is the Flame Milgrade. It's kind of like, think, a series of unfortunate events, and kind of Tim Burton. It's kind of that style. It's gothicy, it's atmospheric, there's mysteries, and yeah, I kind of been in the mood for this one lately. I got it a few months ago now, but yeah, haven't been in the mood for it, so I've just picked it up. I am 17 pages into it, so yeah, I just started it. But yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna continue with this one for a bit. So yeah, so that's two of the books I've started. Well, currently reading. As I said, also, as you might know, I always currently read several books at once. I never just read one book. I'm not like that. Always have some books on the go. And then we have The Secret Detectives by Ella Ricebridger. This is also a mm, library book, but yeah, it's a Milgrade again. Milgrade historical mystery story. I think it's well known. I'm not quite sure, but I do remember that it's set on a ship and someone's killed, but like the next day, no one's missing. I was like, okay, how can like the people saw someone falling or being pushed overboard, but like no one's missing? What's going on? So yeah, it's one of those stories. Yeah, quite enjoying it. I am about like 70 pages in, and it is a book with at 330 pages. So yeah, I've gotten a bit into it, and yeah, gonna continue with this one. Thinking probably I'm gonna continue with this one this weekend. Hopefully, like I won't jinx myself by saying that, but yeah, I think I might continue this one this weekend. So yeah, those, and then you might be thinking like, what am I gonna read after that? Because of course you're gonna think like, well, I just read, what I'm currently reading, what I'm gonna continue to read or pick up next. At least I would be curious about that. So I'm gonna tell you. Yes. So up next of those books, I'm thinking I might pick up the Benevolent Society of Ill-Mannered Ladies by Alison Goodman. It is, I believe, her first adult book. It's an adult mystery book, historical mystery book. I believe it might be first in the series, but maybe it's still known. Not quite sure there, but yeah. I've been wanting to pick up this one up for a while, so yeah. And then we also have, sorry. Then we also have Camellia Skrina by Ann Christensen Gjersrud. So as you might see, this is a Norwegian book. It's the second one in the series. It's a historical series, which I don't really like because some people say like this is kind of in style of like Lucinda Riley. I suppose yes, it kind of is because it's historical based, character based. But I would say maybe it's Lucinda Riley, but like with quality. Because I feel like this is just very good. It's also kind of cheesy because like you have kind of in a bit like the mustache twirling villain. You have the impossible love story. You kind of have those archetypes and people that you kind of know what's going to happen. You kind of know that that person isn't to be trusted. That person is to be trusted. Like there's some things you can see a mile away, but like it's still done so uh with just in such a good way. Like sometimes you can write stuff that's predictable. Like if you write it in a good way, if you care about the characters, then you care. And here you really care about the characters. The characters just so well developed, and I like the setting, and yeah, it's just very nice. It's historical, Norwegian historical. It's set in the 1800s in Norway, and yeah, I'm just very much well. I mean, talking about this one, like I read this one. It's the second in the series. I love the first one, so yeah, I do believe this might be like a book series of about 6 books, or something like that. And yeah, I'm just very excited to continue this series. So yeah, and I also have some plans for September, but I'm thinking I'm just gonna do an own video for that because yeah, I have thoughts and I'm just gonna do own video for that. And yeah, first I thought this was just gonna be a quick video, and now it's been 21 minutes. I suppose yes, fun for you guys to see me back again on your screens. And yeah, I hope you have a nice weekend or day, evening, whatever, wherever you see this. And I will see you next week. I will do that because next week it's kind of back to business or back to new normal for me. And yeah, bye.